Hey everybody, Bart Smith here with a very serious and very sensitive subject that I wrote about inside BS the book. It's about suicide and suicidal tendencies and suffering from BS. A friend of mine that I actually went to school with, her sister committed suicide when she was about 17, 16, something like that. And my friend then got motivated to pursue all avenues and research on that subject, and I commend her for it. Her books are just amazing. And we've often talked sometimes about that, suicide and, the psychology of it and motivations and motives and stuff. And after talking with her, I had given her some ideas and some suggestions, and she said to me, Bart, your concepts and ideas are actually very sound, and they're quite logical. And granted, when you're suicidal, sometimes emotion is running a lot more than logic. But from that conversation, I kind of made my own effort in trying to address that kind of situation, because with suicide, there's so many levels of where people are at with that. For example, everybody experiences doubt every now and then, like almost daily, like, oh, I got to be happy today. It's another rough day at the job, or, oh, I don't have a break from the kids. And, there's those things. And then there's loneliness. And then there's doubt. And then there's, I don't know about my future. What am I going to do? Blah, blah, blah. Or maybe there's abuse going on. Anyhow, if this audio recording right now helps anyone, then that's all that I can do, because I'm here and you're over there. But I'll tell you something. I wrote this as if I might be going through something like this one day or sometime. You just never know. Life has a strange way of just surprising us and popping up like, oh gosh, oh boy. I have another friend of mine. He's actually, I know he has MS. I got to get in touch with him and see how he's doing these days. He's a good friend of mine from school. But I remember talking to him, and he had his moments of like, Bart, I don't know if I can go on. I mean, my body, it's just deteriorating. And, my wife left me, and my kids, I see my kids, but it's just, I can't run and play with them. And all we can do is do our best when it comes to this kind of subject. So let me just share with you what I wrote about inside BS the book, and you take it to heart and see whether you're okay, and you hear this and you say, Bart, that was really good. I'm going to keep that in mind. At least that's how I'm going to structure my thinking when I come close to that edge. And for somebody who's near that edge, they might say, hey, I picked one little thing out of that, Bart, and it made me think, because that's really what it is when somebody's on the edge of doing something to themselves. They have to make that decision. Am I going to go forward with this, or am I going to stay back and, try to make do with my situation? So let's get into this. And there's a little bit of a quote here that I'll just start off with. The most authentic thing about us in our capacity to create, to overcome, to endure, to transform, to love, and to be greater than our suffering. The most authentic thing about us is our capacity to overcome, endure, transform, love, and create, and to be greater than our suffering. Pretty interesting quote, So, again, this is a very sensitive subject, but I wanted to bring it up for those who might know someone thinking about taking their own life. No question, all of us do run into times in our life where we think it might be easier to check out than it would be to face whatever's causing us to think about committing such a fatal act. The act of suicide is hard to think about and deal with for everyone involved. Number one, the person committing the act. And number two, those who have to live with the matter after the act is done. Why do people take their own lives? A variety of reasons, which I'm sure you can imagine. such as depression, debt, addiction, hopelessness, loneliness, poverty, frustration, fear, mental illness, losing one's purpose for living, incurable health problems, physical or sexual abuse, just to name a few. Who can't relate to experiencing any one or more of those feelings once or twice in their lifetime? We all can, right? Well, what can we say to somebody who's considering taking their own life? If it were coming from me, here's what I would have to say to that person. And again, I am no expert on this, but when given the opportunity, maybe just in the moment, I might try to say something like this, even though each situation is different. And each situation calls for something very unique and very applicable to that scenario. So this is just something that I wrote, and let me know your comments below. And here it goes. Suicide is a selfish act, no question. Unfortunately, the person thinking about committing suicide is not using their selfishness in the right way. You're using it to end your life when you should be using it to survive, enhance, and or begin a new life. No matter your circumstances, yes, you are entitled to feel the way you do, but do not let those feelings determine your ultimate outcome. There is hope and reason for you to live and stick around. For starters, there are more reasons for you to stay alive than not. Second, I do not know your situation, but I would say this. If you have the right to choose to end it all, you also have the right to drop everything and start over. Get help, disappear, back out, move away, change your name, learn a new skill to make other monies, and or allow time to bring you a way out under any of those options as I just described. Depending on your situation again, there's always help available. There's always an answer somewhere. There's always a way out somehow. There's always a chance you'd be happier if you would just give your situation time, treatment, and or made the decision to back out, walk away, or leave the scene that's causing you such harm. Screw BS. You're far more important. No situation is ever worth dying over, unless it's your country or your loved ones are in danger. It's just not. Unless it's, like I said, your country or to save the lives of those you love in a fire or something. Life is absolutely worth living and on your own terms, your way, and without negotiation. Again, your situation is unique to you, and I respect that. I just want you to know how much I care, how much others care, and how much you too should care about living your own life your way. If all you need is time to heal or a time to flee, so be it. You're also a lot tougher than you give yourself credit for. Remember what they say, what doesn't give makes you stronger. What's more, how can you become a problem solver where your life counts? Everyone asks for help when they need it. So don't be afraid to ask anyone for help. In almost every instance, that help is usually free, and those people really do care. And if they don't, find someone who does. So, what stops you from choosing life? If you happen to be living in a mental or emotional or physical or financial prison, then simply plan your escape to a new kind of life. Give it time, and you will win. If you're living with a mental illness or alcohol, drug addiction, get help immediately. If you're in debt, embrace it. Roll your sleeves up and get back to work and get out there or file for bankruptcy. Screw it. Start over. Millions of people before you have, and they've rebuilt empires. Listen, start a business. Forget about your job, just over broke, J-O-B, and serve others to get up and out of your debt. No matter what you're going through right now, fire up your heartstrings for living life on your own terms and dig yourself out of your situation, no matter how long it takes. There's a whole world out there for you to see and experience. It's just waiting to serve you, make you smile, laugh, and create 1,000 memories on earth in the life you want to live before we all kind of check out by natural means, like 50 years from now or something. All it takes is for you to say yes to life and no to whatever BS was causing you harm or influencing you to think about leaving us. Again, screw BS. Choose life. Life's worth living it, and to its fullest, for your sake. Selfishly speaking, oh yeah, and again, on your own terms. Bye to BS. Bye to taking one's life, and hello to life. And I'll just toss in a few extra little things. Maybe you're in an abusive situation. Maybe your situation is really tough. There are other people who are ready to save you. Also, what doesn't give makes you stronger. Be tough, fight back, and don't be afraid to report anything to the police so that you can put somebody away and get them away from you. Do not be afraid. Either way, you're going to feel the pain or embarrassment of something. You might as well be selfish for your own selfish needs. Be selfish for you. Serve you. Number one, if somebody's trespassing across your body or your heart, causing you heartache and just whatever, no. They deserve no mercy. You will plot your escape, and you will get out of there and out of that situation. And in some cases, sometimes you just got to wait around. Like, for example, some teenagers who are living at home and, life's tough and life, stinks. Well, guess what? In like a couple years, you're out of that prison and you're on your own. You go backpacking in Europe, or something. Get out of there. I mean, there's so many things to do in this world today. There's so many things to do, to gravitate to escape to go and volunteer, to get out of Dodge. Whatever your BS is that's causing you suicidal thoughts, assess it, analyze it, and take control over it. Don't let it control you. That's like the tail wagging the dog. You're not going to let that happen because you are an innate and talented BS buster. Again, I don't know your situation. I don't know this person's situation. I don't know their history. I don't know what led up to wanting to think about ending one's life. I just know if they're going to think selfishly about taking their own life, then they should be thinking selfishly about surviving and saving their life and living life elsewhere and under different circumstances that relieve them from such pressures. That's what the trash can is for. When you got garbage, you throw it away. It's easy. Take it, open lid, throw. Same thing. If you got garbage around your life and your mind and your head, people are causing you all kinds of, you know what? Take them, throw them in the trash. Well, don't do it physically. That's against the law. But you know what I'm saying? Walk away. Walk. They can take their pain, their sorrow, their depression. They can get pissed, pumped, and motivated to get up and out, or do something proactive about their scene. This book alone, BS the Book, has over 700 ways to overcome BS. Surely there's enough fuel and ideas provided within it to help gather the strength, muster up what you need, and the will to stand up to anyone giving you BS. What's more, no person, circumstance, event, or otherwise is worth throwing away the one opportunity we have to live life on our own terms just the way we want to. Anyone around us who doesn't agree with that philosophy or that perspective needs to take a step back and let us walk right out the door. Bye. Always say to yourself, my life is important. I will overcome this. I will get the help I need. There is help out there. I choose to live. I'll even tell one little person, and they'll secretly help me plan my escape. No one's going to bring me down anymore. Life to me is precious. It's mine. I love it, and I pledge not to end it, but to begin anew. Elsewhere, if I have to. I don't need anyone to believe in me. I believe in myself, and that's all I need to survive and live. In fact, I'm going to change my name. No one's going to even know who I am. I'm going to have a whole new identity, new name, new hair color. I'm going to put on like 500 pounds. I'm going to lose 500 pounds. Whatever, disappear. Remove yourself from that scene. Remember, in BS the Book, I mentioned it. There's an audio right here in this audiobook playlist. F the rest. You're the best. Live that to the core. Take that to the bank. Well, you can't really take it to the bank, but you know what I'm talking about. F the rest, you're the best. You know, other ways to help someone in this situation, for example, someone who's really suffering inside themselves, might be for them to commit themselves to serving others full time. You know, for starters, when you serve other people, when you help other people, you got a lot going on in your head, and you're just a basket case, you're just like, ugh. But I'll tell you something, when you put yourself on hold and you go help somebody else, it preoccupies the mind when you're involved with helping other people in their lives. Second, the joy and warmth of helping others can also help soothe a worn, torn soul. On that note, there are hundreds of people right around all of us who are waiting to meet you and experiencing your care and your involvement. Without hesitation, I say to you, heal yourself by going to their aid and serving them. They will serve you in ways you could never help yourself to find peace and love for life now and forever. If someone suffers from drug and alcohol, substance abuse, getting treatment is a must, and as soon as possible. Sobriety and getting off drugs is the only answer to living a healthy, full life. In other circumstances, if you're healthy and able and don't want to harm yourself, you could simply pack your bags, skip town, change your name, start a new life elsewhere. Shh, don't tell anybody. Just disappear. Email them a month or two later and say, hey, I'm okay. I just needed to get out of Dodge. I can't give you my address because I just don't want to be contacted right now, but I am contacting you to let you know that I'm okay. I just need some time. Don't worry, I'm eating my whole grains and greens and I'm healthy. I'm not drinking. There's no substance abuse. I just need to clear my head. That's not so bad compared to what you might be going through. If you only have a few years left, for example, you're in school, living at home, like I said, be patient. Once you hit a certain age, you're out of there, gone. See ya. Yes, your family and those who love you will miss you and wonder where you're at. But better to spare your life and the grief your family would experience by simply heading out to the highway towards that new life that awaits you. You can always write them a letter from afar, like I said, saying how much you miss them, that you wish them well, etc. Starting over elsewhere is a respectable situation. Millions of people do it. Why not you? Checking out without giving alternatives a try, that's not good. At least letting people know, or not, that you're happy and living the life you've always wanted to in a safer environment, well, that's your choice. You see how all this works and boils down to? Choice. And it's all yours. Choose life, yours, and living it your way, and on your own terms. And if anybody gives you any beef, I don't really want to say this, but give them the finger. I don't want to say that, that's crude. But you know what I'm saying. Your life's important. F them. F the rest, you're the best. Hey, comment below your thoughts on what I've shared. And again, I do not proclaim to be an expert on the subject. I just kind of know how I would approach it if, I was in a horrible situation with relationships or with people. I'd bug out. I'd get out of there. Mental or health issues. I guess I would just find a way to party my ass off until the day came and the good Lord wanted to take me. I would just... In the BS tip, 7 ways to overcome and break through BS in your life. The first tip is to have a party attitude. So, F the rest, party attitude. And if these people don't want to respect you and your space and your heart, F them. There's another BS tip, another audio. Did you hear it already? The FM program. You know, where if people are giving you BS, you just simply say, you know what? I'm going to turn the dial over to Bart's FM BS radio station. FM, say it faster. FM, faster. FM, faster. F-em. Yes, F them. Forget them. I can't say the other word because you know what word I'm talking about. F them. Ugh. Anyhow, my prayers are with you. And comment in the comment section below and tell me what you think about this BS tip towards suicidal tendencies and suffering of BS. And if you like what you heard, subscribe if you haven't already. Join my world. Become more BS free. Hit the like button. Show your love for others. And the notification bell to be notified when I upload other videos and audio that help all of us become more BS free. Thank you for listening.